Finally, I've come to analyzing chess in Yeralash. It was a unique experience. You'll see yourself. Queen takes c6. Oh my god. The white king and queen are among the taken pieces. The boy is playing his dog. The boy gets asked about the smart dog. He lies that he won. If they don't take, it's mate in one. It's like finding a blooming oasis in the middle of hell. We'll be taking a look at 4 episodes titled Chess, In the World of Chess, Duel, and A Coward Doesn't Play Hockey. Let's get into the first one. Firstly, we see 2 schoolboys playing chess. It's white to play. This is just awful. The position is pure chaos. The pieces are placed completely randomly. This b1 bishop is really questionable. Why would they play b3 in Ruy Lopez? Let's see how it got here. Both kings are in check, and an attack on the white king is blatantly obvious. How did this happen? Was the bishop on f1 previously? Okay, white plays knight h4, ignoring the check on both kings and their hanging queen. Black goes knight e4, forking white. I understand, the kids are playing, but this is too much. That's what I thought until I saw white's next move. Queen takes c6. Oh my god. I have to give this game, if you will, a grade 0. And in the second game, they played chess in real life. It starts with e4, e5, queen g4, knight f6. That's much better than the previous game. Then the position is shown again here with white to play, and it's quite realistic, especially for a kid's game. Who's winning? That's a difficult question, as even though black has an extra piece, white can make an intermediate move, attacking the rook, and then take the hanging bishop. Then black would go knight g2, and white would need to find the only defensive moves. I'd prefer to play black. As for the moves, white first saves the king. It's not as bad being the third line, but after knight f5, black has a material advantage. But they go queen g2. That's a blunder. They give up the e6 bishop again. White goes knight takes h5. Why? Still realistic? Black makes a good move. White also notices the bishop, but it refuses to get captured, and the rules of the game change drastically. I will rate this game high enough, 4 out of 5. The whole episode, called Chess, gets a 2 out of 5. We see the chessboard in the very beginning. The a1 square is white, there are pawns on the first rank, and the white rook and black pawn are both on a4, and the pawn is also half on a3, stepping on the poor knight. I hope I can forget it eventually. In the episode itself, there were 3 more games. The angle for the first one was too bad, so we jump straight to the second one where we see the move. What the hell? This is a pawn, not a checker piece. On the second thought, black might have captured a white piece off the screen, and in that case, my anger isn't justified. But there's a second move. Also, the white king and queen are among the taken pieces. 0-. In the main game of the episode, a boy is playing his dog and the animal understands the position well. It's now on your screen. Wow! It's an equal endgame, which is very realistic. Apart from this bishop, I don't think I need to explain that it couldn't get here. It looks like it picked up some kind of a boost to move like a rook once and got stuck. White is threatening rook c7, winning the pawn, so black goes king f6, also defending the knight from the pin. Reasonable. The dog plays king g1. Yeah, that's pretty useless, but may I remind you, a dog is playing. It changes slightly with the knight on h2. So, it checked the king on f3 and then the dog somehow missed a simple capture? Maybe. Knight g4, saving the horse. Then the position changes again, drastically. At least the bishop is in a legal position. White attacks the knight and black completely ignores it. And here, when the boy gets asked about the smart dog, he lies that he won. Then the position changes to this and the black knight is gone. The dog goes b3 and even says check. But when it said that, we will show this position again. To balance the previous grade out, I'll give it a 0+. Yes, there was an effort, but the editing was the thing that failed the creators. The whole episode gets a 0. This episode is dedicated to one game where a boy plays himself. He does it just like Gary, going around the board with every move. e4, e6, the French defense, knight a3 and king e7, black bomb cloud. Then white made some move and black went back to e8. And again, the editing is poor. Based on it, the boy played e4 and knight a3 right away. Then king e8, knight a3 once again and king e7. Then the position changes to this one, which looks kind of realistic. The pawn is on e6. The king is on e7, and the knight was rerouted using c4. It looks like the creators really worked on this one, which is a pleasant surprise. There are still questions. How did the pawn get to f3 if e4 was played? How did the black rook get captured? If it was taken by the knight, how did it get here without capturing on f7 through g6 with some kind of discovery? But the bishop and queen are still on their starting squares. Black has 8 pawns and they're missing the h-pawn. There's no way it could get to f5, white's winning being up 8 points. White goes knight f5, and you know what? Even though it's not a correct sacrifice, it might even apply to this Tal quote. White's opening the center to attack the king, and after a rook check and bishop b3, they have to give up d5. If king d6, then bishop d5, a temporary sacrifice to check and capture on d5, and here white can go queen d3 to c4, and after king back, sacrifice the knight. If they don't take its mate in 1 to go check and win the queen. Wow. I think they got lucky, but wow. The coordinates are messed up, but let's move on. At the end of the game, we see this position. This is the part of the board that's visible, and the boy says it's mate, and he's right. Hooray. Now, I can't imagine how the king got there if it was stuck in the center, and how the rook came here from the queen side. Because remember, the king side won has mysteriously vanished. The white pawns are also placed differently. Let's evaluate this game. That's hard. Yes, the positions were constantly changing in weird ways, but most were legal. Additionally, I really like the variations after knight f5. As you could see, black needs to play with extra precision to not even get mated. But again, there were 8 pawns with the one that's missing on a completely different side of the board. I'll give it a 1. We have arrived at our final destination. We see a lot of kids playing chess. The positions are of different recreatability. The first angle gives us nothing, but in the second one, by looking at different frames and taken pieces, I recreated it. Maybe I was too nice to the creators here, as white's rooks weren't that visible. I also tried to make the move seem decent. Speaking of which, the boy takes the knight. Now the sides can exchange pieces, and white wins with an extra rook. That a7 rook might have been off the board, and still, the capture is the best move. Position number 3 didn't show the d1, h1, h5 triangle well, so I imagined it. The piece in her hand makes a knight movement. Also, I might have swapped those knight and pawn. It makes some sense like this, but I can't be sure. Maybe white just blundered the queen instead of trading. The second to last position is really strange. The 7th and 8th rows are shown briefly, and it's unclear what's going on there. The h4 piece looked like a queen at first, but then black would be in check on white's turn. And since I didn't see the white king, I placed it there. The boy goes rook a7 for one of the best moves again. And now, let's focus on the main game. Here it is. And the editing is horrible once again. Black checks with the queen thrice while white blocks it twice.
A few moments later. A few moments later.
It's all the same move. The position is now on your screen, and it's a real one. The Blackburn shilling gambit. I'll briefly remind you what it is. It's the Italian knight d5, knight takes pawn, which is a blunder. Queen g5, and white thinks they're getting a fork. But queen g2, rook f1, and here the boy checks with the queen. Now white wants to respond with bishop e2, but the other guys tell him not to do it. And that's right, as if bishop blocks, they're smothered mate. Queen e2 losing the queen, which was forced, and it ends. Yes, I didn't expect this quality in Yeralash. After the previous madness, it's like finding a blooming oasis in the middle of hell. 5- out of 5, cause poor editing. There was actually chess in the Cost of Victory episode. The coordinates are wrong again, and this is a strange situation. How did the knight get here? Taking it doesn't stop mate, and generally, the f7 and back rank threats are making it impossible to stop. The boy goes knight c3, but that's justified by the plot. He got distracted by a kiss. He gets mated. Queen f7, 3 out of 5. So we're done with Yeralash, and here I'd usually give a grade to the whole thing. But since different people are working on different episodes, it'd be unfair to just give the whole show a grade. With that out of the way, see you later.